suspected killers have been slain, and 2 have been arrested. So that gives us hope of solving this case. And like all of you, we're praying. We're praying for a swift recovery of First Lady Martine Moise, who was brought to Jackson Memorial Hospital yesterday for treatment, and the couple's 3 children. We pray for them. Yesterday morning, I was briefed by the State Department and other members of Congress, a bipartisan group of Congress, on the conditions in Haiti. I was joined by Speaker Pelosi, Senator Leahy, Congressman Carlos Jimenez, Congressman Barbara Lee, Maxine Waters, Sheila Jackson Lee, and Congressman Andy Levin. We all insisted that the United States must stand ready to provide support and assistance to the people during this challenging time. There has been an eerie calm in Haiti since the news of the assassination broke. But we fear, and I fear, that it will not last. There are certainly numerous gangs in Haiti who are now orchestrating plans, who want to take over and topple the government. I am concerned that this will quickly develop into an international crisis. So we must immediately, the priority for Haiti and all stakeholders must be a safe and secure Haiti. I insisted that the security of the Haitian people should be #1. American and the international community must provide that security. We're not saying that the international community or America should take over Haiti, but they should provide security to keep Haiti safe. As we await more information, I hope, and we've reached out to the acting Prime Minister to engage President Biden and Secretary Blinken to help weather this crisis and take the necessary steps to preempt any further violence or breakdown in Haiti's rule of law. President Moise's assassination could not have come at a worse time. Haiti has been mired in a series of crises, including growing political unrest, poverty, and a 3-fold increase in kidnappings. And I worry that these bad actors will attempt to take advantage of any ensuing chaos. We are encouraging the Biden administration to appoint a high-level, neutral, independent, and well-resourced special envoy to Haiti as soon as possible, who could help facilitate the deployment of additional diplomatic resources. In May, I co-wrote an op-ed featured in the Miami Herald with Commissioner Jean Monestein calling for this appointment even before what happened yesterday. Such a position could help coordinate the U.S. response to not only the assassination of President Moise, which will undoubtedly lead to yet unforeseen challenges, but also the myriad of political, economic, insecurity. The appointment of such a special envoy would convey a sense of urgency and ensure that Haiti's current crisis receives the necessary attention and high-level U.S. engagement. I will continue to engage the Biden administration on this issue, and I have sent to Secretary of State Anthony Blinken a letter asking him, urging him to take this important step. We also need to spend more time seriously considering policies in Haiti that will deeply respect the breadth of Haitian civil society and facilitate a transition to true democracy. I will continue to closely monitor the situation and share any available information with my constituents. Now we will hear from some of our local elected officials and Haitian community leaders. Mayor Francis Suarez, our diligent mayor, was a great friend of Haiti and Haitians of the city of Miami. Mayor Suarez.
Thank you, Congresswoman Wilson, for convening us on this very important matter here in the city of Miami in the Little Haiti Cultural Center. I'd like to recognize some other elected officials that joined us a few moments ago. Vice Chairman Ken Russell, who's here with us from the city of Miami. Of course, we're here in the district of Commissioner Jeff Watson, who's to my right. I think Senator Jason Pizzo, who joined. I think James was already recognized. And of course, our Assistant Chief Gaz, who has done a magnificent job, particularly with the First Lady, since she arrived here in the city of Miami and was transported to Jackson Memorial Hospital along with her children. This is an incident, as the Congresswoman stated, that shocks the very fabric of our consciousness. Here in Miami, in the Haitian diaspora, where we are incredibly connected to Haiti, when you attack an elected official, when you attack a president of a country, you are trying to rip the very soul from the country. This is something that is far greater than an attack on a person. This is an attack on the soul and the dignity of a country and of a city that has so many of its inhabitants. As mayor, I can tell you that we're going to do everything in our power and control to keep the First Lady safe here in the city of Miami, and to make sure that we are aiding and assisting in the efforts of the federal government and the Congresswoman and Haiti in any way that we can, as we have done, as she said, historically, in a variety of different circumstances, such as the earthquake in Haiti when we sent our urban search and rescue teams there. This is indescribable, the pain that it evokes in our community, and the shock, frankly, that we felt upon seeing this news. And so I'll just say a few words briefly in Spanish, and then I'll turn it over to the Congresswoman for the other elected officials. Para mí es un momento honorífico estar aquí con todos ustedes, convocados con los oficiales electos, por este momento tan trágico. Estoy reunido no solo con todos los oficiales electos que ves aquí, pero también con el vicepresidente de la comisión, Ken Russell, y el comisionado del distrito, Jeff Watson, conjunto con la congresista que convocó esta conferencia de prensa. Desde que el momento en cual escuchamos esta noticia, primero para la diáspora de Haití, aquí en la ciudad de Miami, nos sentimos los más mayores pésamos por su pérdida, una pérdida trágica a través de violencia, algo que no se puede tolerar en este país o en otro, algo que crea una trauma para esta comunidad. Y lo que nosotros hemos hecho desde el primer momento, conjunto con la subjefe de policía, nuestro Sheriff Gaz, es asegurar que la primera dama de Haití está aquí sin preocupación de su persona, y está obviamente ingresada en el hospital de Jackson Memorial. Así que nosotros vamos a hacer todo lo posible para asistir y ayudar al gobierno federal y a la congresista con todos sus esfuerzos en asegurar que puede haber una transición democrática, una transición pacífica en la isla de Haití, pero nosotros estamos fuertemente afectados por esta gran tragedia. Gracias.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And now, State Representative Marie Woodson and all of the other state officials here, welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman Wilson, and I appreciate the fact that you have always stood up with the Haitian community. For that, we are grateful and we appreciate your support and also this press conference that you called on this afternoon. My name is Marie Woodson, and I proudly represent state representative for House District 101. And today is not a good day for me at all, starting since yesterday, because I am originally born and raised in Haiti, and I came at the age of 21, where I had to leave my country because of a lack of opportunities. Yesterday, had we enforced to us the fact that no one is safe in Haiti. If a president could be killed in his own house with all the security that he had, so we know that no one is safe in Haiti. No matter what his ideologies were, no matter what his principle, his leadership style, no one deserved to be killed. The president of Haiti was a father, he was a husband, he was a leader, and he was a father. Most of us have children, and we know how it feels when a man is gunned down and left his children. He had 3 children. So I'm calling once again on the United States of America, the Biden administration, OAS, and the United Nations to sit down with Haitian officials and also Congresswoman Frederica Wilson, who's been with us, and all the other Congress and House people, to bring stability and security to Haiti at this time. We're not asking for them to take over, but we are asking for the help in order to restore security and stability in Haiti. Haiti is a beautiful country. The people of Haiti are just like everybody else, and they deserve the peace and security in order for the country to move forward. It's not going to happen overnight, but we know that it can happen. So we are mourning. We are mourning the loss of a president. We are mourning the loss of a leader. We might not have agreed with all his principles, but he's a man, and I'm pretty sure as elected officials, we know that he was trying to do his best. I have been to a campaign, and I know what it takes to be an elected official. And we all here know what it takes to be an elected official, because you make a lot of sacrifices. But to take someone's life, no, we are not for that, and we are not going to support that. We are not going to stand that. The people of Haiti, I want you to know that we are with you. Frère avec sœur, nous voulons faire nous connaître que nous pas oublier nous. Nous là, et nous continuons de travailler pour nous mettre Haïti sur un point côté qui a de sécurité. Nous connaissons que nous mourons, nous connaissons que le travail est difficile. Mais nous voulons pour nous connaître que nous gagnons elected officials, ni haïtiens, ni américains, ni l'autre qui campent là avec nous et qui make sure que le pays a recommencé sur un point que les gens qui aller même avec tout l'autre pays, que les gens qui ont éducation, que les parents qui ont ça besoin pour qu'ils aient une vie meilleure. So together, I appreciate the help, I appreciate the support, I appreciate the collaboration in order for Haiti to move forward. We're not going to be discouraged with what happened, and we know with the support of everyone, Haiti would have a better tomorrow. Thank you, Congresswoman.
Thank you so much. And now we'll hear from North Miami Councilman Alex Desome, who's Vice Chair of the National Haitian American Elected Officials Network. Alex?
Yes. Thank you, Congresswoman. My name is Alex Desome from the great city of North Miami, Chairman of the National Haitian American Elected Officials Network, representing the Haitian American elected officials from all across the country. Thank you, Congresswoman, for your leadership and for all that you have done, and for the friends of Haiti and everyone who are here supporting us, helping us out. This is a sad day. Yesterday was a sad day for many of us across this country, waking up dawn hour, receiving text messages on WhatsApp from all over, learning about the assassination of the sitting president. We never imagined, I never imagined in my lifetime I would, witness something like this. As the Haitian American elected officials, we have been in contact with the State Department, working with Congresswoman Wilson, with other Congress folks. We are standing with the folks of Haiti, with the people of Haiti. We will do what we can. We are pleased, we ask, we keep them in prayers. You keep the country in prayers. You keep the country in prayer as we go forward in this process. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You know, when a country is in peril, we send police officers. We sent them during the earthquake. And, but they have to be requested by the country. So this is why you hear us saying we reached out to the Prime Minister, who is an acting Prime Minister. So right now, Haiti's in peril because Haiti has no actual governance going on. So this acting Prime Minister has to reach out to the Biden administration and ask for security, ask for the National Guard, ask for the Army, ask for whatever they need from Miami to go there to secure Haiti, because Haiti's police is not good. It's not strong. And our police have been there trying to train them, but it takes a lot. So this is where we are. We are in a country, we have a country just across the water from us that we have to secure right now. And now we're going to hear from North Miami Councilwoman Mary Styming Irvin. Where's Mary?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Congresswoman Frederica Wilson. And I thank you. I echo my colleagues and say thank you so much for your leadership. Thank you for always standing up with our community. As we've all heard, it's going to sound like an echo, but it was true. I was shocked. I was saddened by the assassination of President Jovenel Moise. And this should not happen in a democracy. I've also extended my condolences to his family, to the First Lady, and I thank God that she is here in the great South Florida, getting the care that she needs. Again, I want to echo with what State Representative Woodson just said. We need security, we need stability, and I urge you, the Biden administration, and I'm sure you're listening, to please support our Congresswoman that is in support of us and our community. As you know, in North Miami, we have the largest diaspora of Haitian Americans living in our city. So we are almost immediately impacted by this. So we're asking you, we're urging you to please, no takeover, but we want security and stability. Bonsoir tout le monde. Et moi c'est Marie Estimée Irvin, moi c'est Councilwoman de ville de North Miami. C'est très triste que moi là je dis pour que m'a parlé de la mort et au président de pays maman avec papa. So assez moi voulais dire mes condoléances avec la famille haïtienne, avec la famille Moïse. Et ça qui est extrêmement triste. Mais je dis à nous compter ensemble avec député et Congresswoman Frederica Wilson pour que nous demandions à l'administration Biden pour que nous ayons une sécurité. Pour que nous voulons que nous ayons une sécurité dans le monde. So, encore, nous avons prié pour nous en Haïti, nous avons pensé de nous et nous avons fait tout effort pour nous travailler avec l'administration pour que le pays soit stable. I just want to continue to keep the family, the Moise family in prayer, the country in prayer, and we're going to work as a community to do what we can do to support the motherland of my parents. Thank you.
Ms. Marlene Bastian, who is the director of the Family Action Network. Marlene? She's up there.
Good afternoon. Bonsoir tout le monde. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Congressman Frederica Wilson for taking the leadership since this crisis in Haiti yesterday, for getting involved to make sure that the voices of our people in Haiti are heard. I commend her for her leadership. I'd like to thank each and every one of you, all the elected officials standing here, to express their sympathies to the family of President Jovenel Moise and the First Lady Martin Moise, who, as we speak, is hospitalized at the trauma center. And also to express their sympathies to the Haitian people who are going through such a tough time right now. I also wish to join my voice to the voices of the global diaspora to express our deepest sympathies to the President and to his family. I must also share with you that the Haitian people have been going through a lot in recent months. Most of them have been either sequestrated in their home or fled their cities. Their entire cities are empty as a result of the violence that has taken place in the island nation. In times of high political instability and crisis, women and girls usually fare worse. And then we have seen what has been happening to our women being kidnapped, raped, and killed. From June 1st to now, 60 people have been killed in the island nation. So we are here to say three things. I'm here to say three things. Number one, we are asking our brothers and sisters in Haiti, though they are grieving, though they are, as we are outraged what occurred, we are asking them to be calm, remain calm. We know that you have been hurting for the past few months, and we know, just like our board chair indicated, despite the fact that many may have disagreed with our president, but the fact that he was assassinated in his own home highlights the fact that, and it's been proven, that no one is safe on the island of Haiti. Number two, we would like to ask the United States of America to have a more humane policy vis-a-vis Haiti. And then the first thing that we'd like to ask them is to try to stop the flow of arms that have been getting into the country, that has been killing our brothers and sisters, that have been killing our women and children, that have been killing our youth. We know that if they want to, they can do it. And then we are joining our voices to the congressmen and yours to ask them to do it and do it now.
Yes. Yes.
Number three. As we talk about a human policy, I don't know if you realize that on Tuesday, the day before the assassination of President Jovenel Moise, a plane landed in Haiti with refugees who have been detained in complete denial of their basic rights of due process. While we talk about a human policy, we are asking, and I know Congressman Wilson and all of you elected officials here, you will join me in that endeavor, to ask President Biden to immediately stop all deportations to the island. My dear Lord, put a moratorium on all the deportations now, number one, and number two, release all non-criminal refugees. And I'm going to end on that note. Saturday, I took 2 refugees from Chile to Lake Placide who've been recently released, Congressman Wilson, and I'm going to talk to you about his case. while they were coming from 10 different nations to here, one of them died. The father died. Guess what? The brother who accompanied them is now detained, while after witnessing his brother dying, while his mom, right, the mom, not his mom, the mom and the child were released. So when we're asking about a humane policy, that's what we're asking for. And then we thank you, Congresswoman Wilson. The next few days will be hard and difficult. We are calling for calm. We are telling our brothers and sisters, especially the mother of Antoinette Duclair and the mother of this young journalist who was killed, crippled, shot 7 times. We are telling you, all of you who are mourning, just like the family of President Jovenel Moise, just like the family of Martin and the children. Those of you who have been mourning, who have been dying, we are asking you to be calm. Because there is no way we can really plan a short-term and long-term strategy to put Haiti on the road of development, right? To create a space, to trailblaze a space where we can have free, fair, and credible elections. We cannot do that if there is no peace. So we're asking you to be patient, and remain calm. Non la jodi pour nous exprimer sympathie, nous parlons à famille président Jovenel Moïse avec Madame Limantine qui tirait et qui n'a trauma dans Jackson, au côté moi-même on fait qu'on travaille. N'a fait quoi Chairwoman Marie-Paul Woodson, c'est représentative Marie-Paul Woodson indicated, même le pile n'a pas d'accord avec politique, mais pas de monde qui méritait pour aller à un président pour tirer sur lui, et puis pour tuer, et puis pour essayer de tuer madame. Pas de monde qui méritait ça. Donc, je joue une voix, avec voix, tout le monde dans la diaspora globale, pour exprimer ses parties à président Jovenel Moïse, et puis avec madame et avec toute la famille. Deuxièmement, je demande de toute population, je dis non, je connais n'a souffert. Je connais pendant moi ce passé, il y a nos victimes. Ils ont tué madame, ils ont tué petite, ils ont tué frère, ils ont tué soeur. Mais je demande nous, pour nous patients, rester calme, pas prendre la rue pour continuer la violence là. On travaille ensemble pour nous établir un système, pas vrai? Côté, nous mener la paix à la sécurité dans la communauté, pour petites filles, petits garçons dans la famille, et bien, qu'à travailler ensemble pour éventuellement faire une élection qui est free, pas vrai? Qui est fair et puis qui est crédible. Parce que ça, nous voulons, nous même peuple haïtien, ça, nous voulons, nous avons besoin de démocratie, même avec tout le peuple. Nous avons besoin de démocratie, même avec tout le peuple. D'accord? Je remercie le député Frédéric Wilson pour le leadership. Je remercie tout officiel qui l'a supporté pendant la bataille pour free, democratic, and thriving Haiti. We deserve it. Thank you.
You've heard all of the speeches, and we have one more. But we have to be extremely mindful that Haiti is at risk. It was at risk before this vote. But can you imagine with no president? At first, this president was ruling by decree. It's just him. Now there is no one. So, as I receive briefings, we will have Facebook or whatever kind of best way to get to you, to give you the information, because this is very, very dangerous. And we have to be on top of this, because there are over 100 gangs in Haiti. Marlene, they're quiet now. They're not saying a word. But we all know what they are doing. They're trying to figure out how they can take control, Mr. Mayor. And each one of them feels empowered enough to do that. So this is a very, very serious time, and I am so pleased that all of you came today in the middle of the day on short notice. This just happened yesterday. And to show your support. And I will be in touch with the White House, the State Department, the Congress, and one person I want you to know who's on our side and who I have spoken to at length is the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. So she understands what it means to appoint an envoy. And to those of you in the sound of my voice, if you can recommend someone who fits the qualifications of an envoy, a Haitian American, who can go to Haiti, be housed in Haiti, and serve as a liaison with the United States government to carry us through this turmoil, please call my office and let me know. We came up with one name, and as soon as we came up with his name, he got an appointment to something else in the White House. So you help me think of someone who can fit this criteria. And Ms. Ord is here right now to speak. She's the president of the Women's Alliance of Miami-Dade and Broward.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, thank you to Congresswoman Wilson for her unwavering support for Haiti and its diaspora. I am totally saddened with what happened yesterday or the day before, in the middle of the night. I was still working with my laptop on responding or preparing for a Zoom meeting with members of Haiti, faith-based and civil society. We've been working with Congress since February of this year, trying to obtain a dialogue or meeting with the president and the opposition and the diaspora. I was totally shocked when in the morning I was awakened by someone calling me to tell me President Jovenel had been assassinated. This was a terrible thing. We could never, never, never imagine anything like this. Everybody here or the opposition trying to work things out. We were at an impasse, but today Haiti is like a patient in the ER in need of stabilization. I am happy and glad that Congress, through Congresswoman Wilson, has decided to send an envoy of peacekeeping. We had an emergency meeting last night with the Haitians from Haiti, Europe, United States, and the consensus is exactly that we need to have a peacekeeping envoy in Haiti. The UN had not yet a good impression at their last mission in Haiti. So we are really looking forward to have, we have to have the UN involvement for them to exactly understand this is a peacekeeping mission and it must have a time limit. We are also requesting from the United States that they put an emphasis in the investigation for corruption. Corruption in Haiti is what has brought those criminals. Corruption is at the center of everything that had happened for the past 3 years. The Haitian population, Haitian people have not been incarcerated, I would say, in their own home only for the past few months. They've been dealing with this for the past 3 years with pay locked, and even last night, one of the members who participated at the Zoom meeting, he lives 1.5 miles away from President Jovenel's house, he said there were still there were still gunshots going on in his neighborhood. I have a pastor who said he is locked in his house. There is no water, no food, nobody dares go outside and to get whatever basic necessities. It is terrible. We are also asking for the United States or the international community to have a different policy towards Haiti, not only for its people with TPS and immigration, but also in terms of the economic, financial, I would say oligopoly or monopoly in Haiti that prevents its economic, sustainable economic growth. So it's not just the crime and the gangs. The gangs do not get their weapons by themselves. These are people who are hungry. They have absolutely no means to purchase those guns. Those guns are sent by those bought and co-opt our youth with that type of behaviors. So we definitely need the support of the international community and especially the United States with its latest intelligence technology to find out who is behind all of those guns, those self-interest people who really want to maintain whatever it is that they want, power or money, despite at the expense of the innocent people of Haiti. Thank you.
I want to thank all of you for coming out today, and I think we all understand how dangerous this is. I have traveled to Haiti so many times. I have met with so many Haitian elected officials in Washington, in Miami. I have met with the parliament. I've met with all of the presidents since I have been in a political office. Gone to monitor all of the elections. Gone to the House to get them to vote on certain things. And I have never been afraid. But I am terrified. And I am terrified because I thought I knew Haiti. I thought I knew what was happening on the ground from the sources that I have. But to learn that possibly people from Colombia and Venezuela have come to Haiti and murdered the president of Haiti, that puts a whole different level on corruption, on gangsters, on whatever we thought was happening in Haiti. So this is very, very serious. And I do have some remarks from our Congressman Jimenez. He sent a statement, and he was on the call this morning, and he just wants us to know that he's going to be working with me to move forward whatever this agenda the White House has come up with. And we should hear more tomorrow. But this is a very, not just the president who was murdered, it's who murdered him and why. See, the gangs didn't murder him. We knew about all of that. We knew about all of his political opponents. He has about 40 political opponents who want to be president. We know about all of that. We know about all of this. But we never dreamed that someone would come to the president's house in the middle of the night pretending to be from the Drug Enforcement Administration and speaking to each other in Spanish. Never. And trust me, Because this is pointing a lot of fingers, and we have to follow where these fingers are pointing. So this is more dangerous and serious than we could ever imagine. It's not just a president who was assassinated. It was who assassinated him and why. Oh, thank you so much for coming. I thank the press for coming. I thank all of our friends of Haiti for coming.
Quick question, if you don't mind. I don't know, there's been recent news that there were 4 more arrests, including an American. And I'm wondering if you've heard, if anybody has heard about that and who that might be?
We're waiting on a briefing to find out who these perpetrators were that were arrested for. Some were killed. It is my understanding that a band of people came into the home. It wasn't a few. It was a lot who came in. So we're watching this move through the State Department, and this is a very, I guess you would say, confidential, kind of covert effort. This is a serious effort. This is not just a normal murder.
And when you talk about America lending a hand, the White House, can you get, with respect to stability and security, can you get specific for us and talk about how you envision something like that happening?
Well, you know, we had an earthquake. I think you heard the mayor speak of that. And we sent all kinds of forces of security to Haiti to keep the country safe. Now, we had peacekeepers in Haiti. They were dismissed not too long ago. In order to get peacekeepers back, it would take another appropriations. It would take a long time to go through that whole process of reinstalling peacekeepers from the United Nations. So I want to bypass the United Nations peacekeepers and put the onus on the President of the United States and on the international community, who can send people to Haiti to secure Haiti. You know, just how so many people have come to help in Surfside from all over the world. This is what I'm talking about. An international group of people, of soldiers, who can come. And everybody respects soldiers. So when the gang see the soldiers, trust me, it's a different atmosphere.
Congresswoman, can you give us an update on the First Lady?
The only thing I know is that the First Lady is under complete security and that her condition is stable but critical. And the only reason I know that is I heard it on the news. No one has reported to me directly as to.
I can confirm that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am, might you know anything about the First Lady's children? You made mention that her 3 children came with her, I presume, on that plane last night?
They were not shot. They were not hit.
No, but they are with the First Lady, correct?
When I saw the First Lady getting off the plane, I just saw the First Lady. The children, I believe, are in protective custody, and it is my understanding from the State Department that the First Lady was not a target, that she was caught in a crossfire. I think she ran past as the barrage of bullets were aimed at the president, but she was not a target. It was very clear that there was one target. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate all of this.
Okay, thank you. Take care.
I don't know who I was.